I don't know. The president's giving me orders here.
It happens.
Hey, welcome to C3, Chicago Creative Coalition, our program on Shapeology with the awesome Cyaira Adams, who is going to lead things. She's waving in that little square over there. So I'm the vice president. Linda's the president. We're here all about connecting creative people with each other for networking and resources and other awesome things. You can find all of our cool stuff at chicagocreative.org. I'm going to turn it over to Cyaira, who's going to talk about all these awesome things, and I'm going to go away. So how's that?
Thank you, George. Well done. Appreciate it.
Welcome to those who aren't usually in attendance here with some new people.
Yep, we aim to enrich and inspire and educate creative lives in many ways. Cyaira, we're so glad you're here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, George and Linda, for the introduction. I'm really excited. It's going to be hopefully fun. Like, I want this to be fun. So you guys definitely give me your feedback, talk, let's have a conversation, and let's talk about our bodies.
Yeah.
Like they said, my name is Cyaira. I am a wardrobe stylist and a costumer. And I learned about body shapes in college. And I just really had this passion for everyone to love their body shape. Like, love, right? Because we only get one. That's the trick.
Yep.
All right. So, of course, we're going to do a little icebreaker. We have your name. I forgot, like, Zoom, everybody's name is in the box, right? So we're going to go around the room and tell me, what city were you raised in and your favorite clothing era?
I'll start. I was raised in Chicago, and I really like the 40s, 1940s.
Ooh, that's a very mod Twiggies era.
I just like the shoulder pads and the vibe.
Okay, I love it.
I don't know how we're picking who goes next, but I'll go next. So I was raised in a couple of places, Chicago and Albuquerque, New Mexico, which nobody can spell. I have to say, I don't think it's the era that I like to wear, but I think the 70s were kind of awesome. Just how ridiculous some of the fashion was, the big collars, the huge pants, that, guys wearing like crocheted shorts is always kind of strange. I'm gonna just pick the next person. I'm gonna pick Kathleen next.
Okay. I was born and raised in Chicago on the Northwest Side. I too liked the 70s, or I would say the 20s, kind of like flapper era or something. So both of those actually.
Okay.
And I'll pick Alicia.
I'm Alicia. I was raised on the southwest side of Chicago, not too far from Comiskey Park. And I really like the 40s too. I like the elegance. I like the long, lean lines. I like the shoulder pads. I think that the women were very powerful in the old movies of the 40s. And then in the 50s, they became real vampy. And it was just interesting. But if you watch those movies from the 40s, you'll see like the women are running the bank and the women are, smoking a cigarette and drinking a scotch and in their great outfit. So I really like that, drawn to it. And I will pick Brent.
Okay, well, I'm from Chicago, born and bred, but probably my favorite, I guess, decade would be the 80s, because that's about the last time I think I updated anything in my wardrobe, and I hope it's still in style. Yeah, well, who do I pick somebody now? Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. So I will pick. Who's here? Oh, there's okay. Let me go on. Okay, Laurel, go ahead. Laurel, you there?
You got to unmute yourself. I muted everybody a minute ago.
Can you hear me?
My apologies.
you go.
The screen disappeared. Um, I'm Laurel. I was born in Modesto, moved around a lot as a kid. Gosh, favorite era. I'm kind of thinking the 70s too. Kind of the post hippie, but not quite the disco part.
Somewhere in between.
Oh, and I'll pick, oh my gosh, I haven't been paying attention to who is going. Has Kathleen gone?
Pick Caitlin.
Okay, Caitlin.
Yes, Laurel, I won already.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, born and raised in Chicago, and absolutely would have to be the 70s. It's my favorite era.
I think we know the theme for the holiday party this year.
Let's do Yasmin.
Hi everyone, I'm Yasemin. I was raised in Istanbul, Turkey. And I will concur with the 70s. I really miss my bell-bottom jeans and my platform shoes, but I also really like the current style because my yoga pants have gotten quite a wear and tear on them nowadays. And I think we have Emma Jane left.
Hello, hello. Can you guys see each other?
We can't see you, but I can see everybody else.
Yeah, we can see
Okay.
ourselves.
Emma, I saw you in the beginning, but
I wonder if I start my video. Can you? 'Cause
yeah, now I
can't-
see you.
Hey, there you are.
Hey.
I can't see you guys, but I'm from Traverse City, Michigan, and I think the 20s.
Yes.
It just looks like it would be fun to exist during that time too.
I think Cyaira didn't answer the question.
I was to say, and for me, born and raised in Chicago, and I think my favorite era would be the 60s and definitely today. But the 60s, I love the mod, the Twiggy, like the art, the geometric shapes that came, blunt cuts, and so just all of that from the 60s. Probably one of my favorites. It's always great to know your era too, because it's going to repeat. One thing about fashion you can count on, the trends are going to repeat.
Wait a minute, I didn't go.
Oh, Cindy.
That's okay. I was born in Chicago, but as of about just before first grade, we moved to a small town of 1,800 people in Ohio, farmland. So that's where I raised all my school years. And I was going to say 20s, although my body would never fit in those sheath dresses, but that's the way that goes. But I also, in a weird way, like the 1890s with and I wouldn't want to wear them, but the big flowing skirts and the bustles and the, high and hats and all of that kind of stuff. And, it's typically one of those kind of outfits that says, does this make my butt look big? So that's for me.
I love that, Cindy. I love a good corset. Okay. All right. So, I'm sorry. My parent. Okay, there we go. How does knowing your body shape benefit you? So there's 3 things areas that it definitely benefits you in. And that is, it enhances your personal style, increases confidence, and improves health and wellness. Can you guys see everything?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, great. So it enhances your personal style because when you know your body, then you can dress appropriately for your body shape. It increases confidence because you're more confident and you're more comfortable in the clothes that you're wearing, because we want to be comfortable, right? Even if you're really cute, have on the greatest dress or the greatest suit, you still want to be comfortable. And you're the most comfortable when your clothes fit properly. And you can be confident walking into a room knowing that you look good. And also, improves health and wellness because once you learn your body shape, it also is an indicator into how you gain and lose weight. And when you begin to understand how you gain and lose weight, it'll also help you understand what foods you should be eating and what foods you shouldn't be eating. But I would like to throw this blurb in. I'm a wardrobe stylist, not a nutritionist. So, I can definitely give you like some tips when it comes to that, but that's definitely go to nutritionist for those details. Okay. So let's see who can get this right. This is just for fun. How many body shapes do men have?
2.
4.
7.
1.
I don't think it's 1.
I think Caitlin wins.
And the answer is 3.
3. Nobody said 3.
Wow.
Oh, so it's the same as us.
We don't have butts no matter what one we have.
I don't know. I've seen some fine butts.
I've seen some men butts.
Yeah. Some very fine ones.
Just saying. Wow. Ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph.
Yes. So an ectomorph is going to be very slim. He gains very little weight. Usually lanky is probably your word. A mesomorph is like your average size guy, like typical guy, broad shoulders, small waist. And then endomorph, that guy's a little more round. Now, with these are the 3 major body shapes, right? So it's no 100% for anything. So maybe you fall a little bit in both or a little bit in one more than other. But for the most part, you're going to fall in these 3 categories, okay? All right. So the ectomorph. So again, like I say, he's tall and thin with long, lean muscles. Shoulders are slim, chest is flat. He has a fast metabolism. That's why he stays skinny. Some of the great pieces he can put on is a slim fit shirt and slim fit and straight leg pants. So right now, this era where everything for men is slim fit is perfect. You have the suits are slim fit right now. Shirts are slim fit. They even have some brands that have the extra slim fit.
Wow.
So this era where everything is like tightly fitted is perfect. They would not have made it in the 90s. I'm sure this guy struggled in the 90s where everything was oversized and big and loose fitting. But you can find, one thing to take away is that you can find what fits your body in any era. Then we have the mesomorph. So again, this is like your average, your more typical shape guy. He has wide shoulders, slim fit waist. Gaining and lose weight is not an issue for him. And his muscles are real defined. This is LeBron James, basketball player, those guys. He is classic thick top and straight leg pants. It's going to be best. Actually, skinny jeans will probably be too skinny for him because then he'll look lopsided, right? And so actually straight leg jeans pants is going to be the best fit for him. And again, men don't have that many shirt cuts. So for him, he could definitely handle the classic fits. And then the mesomorph. This guy is strong, usually has a little weight on him, a little cushion, slower metabolism, and sometimes can be referred to as stocky. Vertical lines are great to even out hit the body, to and give balance. And then also structured shoulders. So shoulder pads are great. With large lapels on a suit jacket, layers, right? Perfect for a Chicago winter. This guy's perfect for the Chicago winter. Because the smaller guys, like the ectomorph, the layers would swallow him. But this guy, he can wear the 3-piece suit. He can wear, like you see in the pictures, you know, like the jacket on top of a jacket. He can handle the layers. And relaxed fit pants will also be a great fit for him. He definitely doesn't want to do the skinny jean, no matter how trendy they are. One thing I'll definitely go over today is that we are going to talk more about fit versus trend. We want to make sure everything fit well. All right, for women, there are 4 major body shapes. Now, with guys, I talked a lot about like how you gain weight and lose weight. We won't do that with the women categories because we just have way more to consider when it comes to those things. They have way less to, you know, take into account. But for us, we have things to consider. And the basic shapes are inverted triangle, hourglass, rectangle, and triangle. For both body shapes, the one thing to definitely take away is that the key to everything is creating balance. It's just bringing balance to your body. That's the biggest lesson. Like if you don't remember anything when you leave, like, what did she say I should be wearing? What colors? What, you know, just know that your goal is balance. Like, do I look evenly balanced? Think let me ask this question really quick and we can just put a hand up for those we can see who are on camera. How many of you guys are creative or work in creative field in some way? Everyone, right? So then we all know that whether you are making interior design or digital or print or any form of art, it's about balance, whether it's balancing your light, balancing colors. And so it's the same when it comes to our body. Apply those same ideas to dressing for your body.
Cyaira, I have a question.
Yes.
They used to talk, especially in women's shapes, like pear shapes or apple shapes. And I can see how the pear relates to the triangle, but I'm not sure how an apple shape relates to those kinds of shapes that you had there.
You broke up a little bit. You said, how do they relate? Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Sorry,
where does
I'm
the
on mute.
apple?
Okay, so they're very similar. Everyone just, in so many words, chose their own way to describe it, right? But for those terms, just so you guys can have a reference, the pear shape would also coincide with triangle. It's still something that's smaller at the top and bigger at the bottom.
Yeah, that one's easy to see. It's the apple shape that I'm not quite sure about in there.
The apple is actually also the rectangle. And
Okay.
so, I have a slide for it, but we'll talk more. Really what it is that your waist is not defined. And so to what people, I think, generally think when it comes to their shape is about their weight. If they're, small or if they're larger, but your shape is the same no matter what the scale says. And so that's, some people might say like, oh,
I disagree. It feels like your shape changes as you gain and lose weight, don't you think? Am I the only one?
No.
I had a different shape 2 years ago.
I had a waist once.
I think that the
I've
apple
always been
shape
tall.
would be the apple shape would fall under the inverted triangle, because the description I just read that sometimes the hips are smaller than the upper body. So
Why is fruit important?
When I was in college, I was trained with the shapes, and because fruit is not the same, I don't use fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
there's like Macintosh and Golden Delicious, and then
Right.
Yeah.
It could, like, a Granny Smith apple is like perfectly round sometimes, but then a red apple. And so that's why I don't use the
Somebody somewhere thought that was. a
I
good
don't
idea.
use the fruit because fruit
Yeah.
changes, but shapes don't change.
I support that wholeheartedly.
True.
Okay. So inverted triangle just means that your shoulders are wider than your hips. You're going to gain most of your weight at the top half of your body. So your ultimate goal is to bring balance to the bottom half of your body. All right. And so how do we bring balance? Like you see in this picture, she's wearing an A-line skirt. So you're giving yourself hips. You are creating the illusion. You're bringing balance to the smaller area of your body. You're bringing volume to that area. Also, that's when you want to draw the attention. That's when you want the eye line to be. That's the thing. When people first look at you, you want to draw it to that area. So when you're inverted, again, you are broad shoulders and smaller hips. And so your hips are smaller than your shoulders. And so everything is about the bottom half of your body. Like, you can wear the wide leg pants, you can wear the flared skirt, you can wear the drop waist, and all of your prints or patterns should be on the bottom half, because that is what's going to catch the attention, catch the eye of someone looking at you, and even when you're looking at yourself. Your tops are definitely more simple, solid colors. Not always necessarily darker colors, because what happens is we try to like hide, and we don't want to hide our body. We just want to make sure that it is flattered. So we don't always have to just wear all black because we want to hide our bodies, or because you feel like, if I put on black, then you won't notice. No, we just want to make sure that you it fits well. That's the goal. And then there's the triangle. With the triangle, with the triangle, she's the opposite. She has more weight on the bottom half of her body, and she's smaller at the top. And so she's going to gain weight on her bottom. She has hips, typically. I chose this picture, like, it's a little pixelated, but I chose this picture because she is styled perfectly for the triangle body shape, because there's a lot of things in this picture that makes it perfect. One, just like for the inverted, this is the actual opposite, right? So she has the solid color on the bottom. It's also a pencil skirt, which is going to slim your hips. But even if you are a girl who don't want to wear a skirt, you can definitely wear pants, but skinny pants. And she has the print on top. But not only does she have the print on top, which is great for her body shape, it's a V-neck. And that V-neck, again, is going to draw the eye to where the center of that V meets. And so that's your goal for if you're the triangle. You want to make sure that your print, your colors, all the excitement of your outfit is the top half of your body. You want to put on necklaces are great for this body shape. Bold, bright necklaces, bright colors, all of that you want to do all at the top half of your body, and keep your bottom half simple and straight fits. There we go. All righty, then the rectangle. So with the rectangle or the round shape, or the circle, but I say rectangle. But just for, some of you guys, maybe you read somewhere else that you were a circle. What it is that your waist itself is not defined. Instead, having a true indentation between your shoulders and your hips is they're pretty even. You're even throughout your body. So what's great about clothes, you can always create a waistline. How does she create a waistline? The shirt being tucked in, so you see exactly where the skirt fits, and so you see the differentials in colors. This person actually can do a little bit of both, like color and print on top and bottom, and belted, anything belted. We talked about the 70s era where everybody wore those big belts. That's great, and those are actually coming back in trend too. But those, that's great, those big wide belts. Her sweetheart neckline is great because in this case is bringing attention to the neckline and the waist, again, creating the shape, because that is the goal for the rectangle. The key to take away is that we are creating a waistline. How are we getting people focus on the waistline? This is like one of the few people who can pull off print on top of print, right? Sometimes print on top of print, way too busy, right? But this body shape can pull off print on top of print with, long as it takes the waist in. So maybe like a belt, like I said, or you tucked your shirt in. Your pants are high waist. Your skirt is high waist. And then the hourglass. So the hourglass is curvy and the shoulders and the hips are even, but the waist is small. Okay. This girl can do the bodycon dresses, but also light and flowy dresses. Not too flowy. Not too flowy. A lot of people feel like this is the perfect shape, but it's not, because some of the challenges of this shape is too much volume then you'll lose your waistline and you'll lose your shape. You won't even see it. So you typically fitted dresses, and if you do a loose dress, like in this picture, it's a little loose fit, just want to do light, like a light flow in a way, not too much value, nothing, not too much like a large peplum or too bold. And then also with this dress, just to the details of it, you see that the V-neck of the dress brings your attention in, and then the belted waist brings the waist in. And so again, creating that balance to the body. Any questions so far? Okay.
I have one question. Would there ever be a body that could benefit from horizontal stripes?
Horizontal? Yes.
Heavens, what? Like, when would they be permitted or desired?
Okay, so horizontal stripes are great for if you have like small, if you are inverted triangle and you have on a skirt with horizontal stripes, perfect.
Okay.
Because it's going to, again, you want, the inverted triangle wants to bring attention to the bottom half of the body and wants to bring balance to the body. And so that horizontal line is going to make the bottom half look wider to be even with the top half.
Thank you. Wow.
You're welcome. Okay, now this is going to be the quick game for you guys who wasn't here earlier. There's 2 rounds. Whoever answers the questions first will win a journal. So I have these journals. They're great for anyone. You can write in the inside, you can pick your dates, and they actually have the body shapes in the front of the journal. So, who's going to watch the chat for me? I think I might be able to do it. Let's see.
I can watch it for you.
I think I just figured it out. Okay. So that's the way everybody can play. So, let me go back.
Holy cow. Woo-hoo.
All right. We learned about men and women. So who can tell me, and it's going to be whoever can do it, get them correct and the fastest. And you're going to put your answers in the chat so we can see. Who can tell me in order what body shape would these jeans fit?
We have to remember those names.
Yes. Or close.
Oh.
Yes. And while you guys are thinking, I will give you some few hints. The number one is a skinny jean. It's a low-rise skinny jean. 2 is a straight leg jean. And 3 is a loose fit jean. Da, na, 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 na. Da, na, 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 na. We have a winner.
Who's winning?
Let's see. I like lanky. I like lanky, regular, and stocky. But Yasmin is the winner. Round 1. For round 1, Yasmin wins round 1. All right.
Let people get this cool prize from you.
Nice.
We're gonna do the same for women. Who can give me the body shapes that will be great for these women? So we have a high-rise skinny jean. We have a straight leg jean. We have a high waist straight leg jean. Then a mid-rise straight jean and a wide leg jean. Let's see. Don't have a winner. Let's see. Nope, we don't have a winner yet. We have somebody who's really close.
Dang.
Really close.
Can you play twice?
Yeah, you can play until
Why not?
Great. Yasmin wins again. Yasmin is out.
Dang, she's on fire.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
Don't count me though. I already won.
No, Yasmin definitely won, but let's go back and talk about it. So we're gonna go back with the guys. And just talk about why these work. So for number 1, you guys who said lanky, that is correct. This is the skinny leg, so it's fitted. And again, he's really skinny, so anything too big is going to swallow his body, right? And so he wants things fitted and tailored to his shape. For 2, mesomorph, also someone said regular, I think it was Alicia.
That was me.
Regular. This is a regular fit, which is great because he can't wear too skinny jeans because then he would just look, his shoulders look too broad, right? And so a regular jean is going to bring balance. And then for the endomorph, which is last, that is going to be a loose fit jean. So it's actually still like a little skinny jean because it's tapered at the ankle, but it's still a relaxed fit in the thighs because those guys definitely have thick thighs.
I'm curious that the kind of shorter rolled up jeans are for that person, because you would think you want to elongate them a little bit and that makes them look shorter, doesn't it?
Height does matter. And so with everything, height matters, right? And so if you are a guy who is probably under 5'7", a cropped pant could make you look shorter. But average height and above, he can still do a cropped jean.
Okay.
Because again, he needs that space really in his thighs. Is a key. And then the crop ankle, one is more like style, but because he definitely can wear the same exact pants uncropped. But it still brings attention to a different area of his body versus his midsection.
Like his ankles.
Yes, and the shoes.
And they're cool, the shoes. Yeah.
Ladies, so Yasmin got it right. So the first one is triangle. These pants are high waist, so we're going to take her waist in, but they're also skinny jeans. The models all kind of give it away as well. Like this young lady in the picture definitely has hips, but the skinny tight ankle is definitely going to help slim her legs out as well as the high waist. 2 is hourglass. Hourglass because these are also a little higher waist and they take the waist in, but don't bring the bottom of the pant aren't so tight like the skinny jean in number 1, which gives balance to the body. And then 3 is straight leg. You are the tucked in shirt. These are great pants for anything that sits right at your waist is going to be great. This person's creating a waist. So high waist with jeans in particular could get tricky, but with something that sits right at the waist, it is creating a waistline. It brings your attention there. You want to see what's happening. And then inverted triangle, those wide leg pants, bringing balance to the bottom of the body because that's the smaller area on the body. Now with jeans in general, so this is a very general jean lesson because I probably can do a whole hour on jeans by themselves because the wash of the jean matters. Whether it's dark, whether it's light, whether they're faded in the middle. I'll throw a couple of, just little things out there or talking about it, but all of that matters when it comes to jeans. But just little things like if they have the fade in the middle, they are going to make your thighs look bigger. And so that's great if you're inverted, maybe not as great if you are triangle. Same like in picture number 2, how it has the fade, but like it's a fade in the middle, but the darker in and out, that's also going to make you look wider in that area. And so these are things, so like jeans alone, we could do really a whole hour on like dark denim, light denim. But again, you guys are all artists. So think about your art craft and how you would apply that. Like when painting, applying a yellow next to maybe a navy how that yellow is going to look brighter. And so, because it's next to a dark color, because of light, and so those type of things you also want to think when it comes to styling your body, like light against dark and colors that are cohesive, all of those things. Some things I know that some people might want to talk about when it comes to if you are shorter, having anything with vertical lines on your pants can help you look taller, because the vertical lines do what? Make your eyes look up and down. So they elongate your body. So vertical lines definitely make you look taller. What's another good trick to keep in mind? So pinstripe, any type of vertical line. It doesn't have to be the print. It could be like, I have these leather pants and they have a piping that just run down the middle. But that vertical line still draws your eye up and down. So it'll elongate you. All right, here's the big secret. There's no such thing as the perfect body shape. Your body is amazing. It's yours. Love your body. Like again, it's the one you were born with, right? And it's the one that you have. So cherish it, love it, take care of your body. And just know that your body is amazing. Now, let's go around the room. We're going to do popcorn like we did earlier. You guys tell me about your favorite stores, your top 2 favorite stores you like to shop at. We'll start with Linda this time.
I like to shop at Chico's, and I like to shop still at Ann Taylor. Those are my 2 stores.
I got my leather pants from Ann Taylor.
Do I have to say why, or is that enough? Okay, Chico's and Ann Taylor.
Pick someone else, Linda, please.
George.
I'll say I don't like to shop.
Oh,
But
heavens.
I know, this may sound funny, but I buy pants that I can like do rough things in, because I tend to break my pants a lot if I don't. So I usually use like working pants, because I'm always doing crazy things. And I also I like just buying shirts with personality, with like wacky cartoons and like robots and stuff on. So that's part of my statement, I guess. And I'm gonna make Cindy go next.
Oh, I
We
knew
forgot you
did.
last time.
I don't have a lot of favorite places to shop. I tend to go for practical and economical. So maybe Land's End, or I don't know. I used to shop at Marshall Fields all the time, and then it became Macy's, and then it was sort of different. And there was a store in Chicago downtown called Charles A. Stevens, which I loved to go there, but they went, kaput in the 80s, I think. So I don't have a really favorite clothing store these days.
Okay, that's fair. Cindy, pick someone else.
Oh, okay, Kathleen.
Okay. Ann Taylor for sure. And then consignment shops.
See?
Nice.
Because you find cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we do all the same things too, like Land's End, but Ann Taylor for sure. Like I would make a beeline for Ann Taylor.
Oh, I want to go backwards a minute. I do like an online place called Artful Home. And it sounds like a home store, but it's got a lot of stuff for very like artsy clothes. And I do like to buy from them only when it's on sale because they're expensive. But they have, funkier things that I like. Anyway.
Yeah. And I have a new favorite online too. It's the Kit, because it's really bright and colorful. It's by a young designer. And their stuff's expensive too. So I just only bought one thing so far. And the other one is the Fold. That's another online thing. I'm saving my pennies to buy something from them. All right. Laurel, how about you go?
I think I haven't bought anything but t-shirts and yoga pants in the last 2 years.
Well, remember before that.
Before that, so my biggest problem is clothing that doesn't itch. It's a real problem. So I really end up buying a lot of LL Bean just because it doesn't itch, but it's really boring. So if that wasn't an issue, probably like White House Black Market, or some of the more, kind of long line, a little bit funkier, more modern. So yeah. So kind of looking for something in between those two, I guess. So I'll pick Brent. Is he here?
He might not still be here because he had to bounce in and out from another thing.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, there he is.
I keep getting muted again. Okay, so generally, back in the day when I was at agencies working, I would have said Banana Republic, but these days it tends to be mostly the top 2 stores for clothing in person are Sam's Club and Costco. Because for the number of times I have to buy clothes is few and far between these days. But and occasionally it will tend to be REI or sometimes Eddie Bauer if I'm shopping for vacation or travel. That's about it. Okay, and who hasn't gone yet? Yasmin, did you go yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Banana Republic is my absolute favorite store, and I always find funky tops at White House Black Market. And I will pick Alicia.
One thing when I go to a store, I like to see a lot of variety. If I go to a store and it's just, a few tops and they all look the same, like it's really boring for me. So I enjoy the hunt at TJ Maxx. I enjoy reselling too. And I got this great tip on reselling because like a jacket might fit me great. And I love jackets. I love really funky jackets and like business jackets. And but the skirt or the pants might not be right, you donate them back. So you just take the piece you need and you donate the other piece back. So that way I was able to really expand my jackets when pre-COVID, when I dressed up. And I will pick Emma Jane.
Hello. I would say my sister's closet is probably the main one. I cannot lie. And then I really like Madewell and then Everlane, but only if I have a coupon, which I'm really good at finding. A lot of my style is based on coupons, I'm not gonna lie.
Nice.
Me too.
Madewell gives good coupon. Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do. It's
Oh.
always a success when you find one.
Let's see. Now, my 2 favorite stores is probably the hardest thing to, because I literally shop everywhere since a part of what I do for a living is shopping. So, so I would say my 2 favorite, I shop at H&M and independent designers. Those are probably the 2 I shop at the most.
I think we
Can
missed
I ask
Caitlin.
a question? Since we have so many different types of creatives, does anybody make clothes? I don't, but I was curious if anybody in our group makes anything.
I used to.
I
Yes.
used to.
Mhm.
Cool. That is so cool.
I make specific pieces.
Wow.
I think the last thing I made was a Elvis costume for my husband, and that was probably 25 years ago. So
Wow.
it's been a
Oh,
while since I've been sewing.
Yeah, from the 70s, crochet.
Oh,
We had crocheted everything.
Oh, how fun.
Caitlin, are you going to go?
Yes, I will go. I had a very hard time thinking because there's so many wide range of different stores. So without Old Navy and Francesca's would be the top two that just like first that came to my mind. But I also like Altered State and
What was the first one you said? Only
Old
She?
Navy. Old Navy.
Only Me?
Old Navy.
Old Navy. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
I love Alter State. I just found them like a year ago.
Yeah. And I just like going there too because all of their clothing is like very like hippie-ish, a lot of floral style, like flowy, different. Yep. So those are what I do.
So I asked you guys your top 2 favorite stores because they are a given insight to who you are. A part of loving your body is also dressing your body well and expressing who you truly are in the inside, right? So your personality, what you stand for, the communities you represent, the causes you care about, all come out in your clothing. And it's a part of how you love your body and love yourself. So I always like to live by, you are your own brand. How you show up, your own brand. When Kathleen said she liked the store because they had bright colors and she's on screen wearing lime green, and it says it right there. Even when Cindy was like, she's more practical, and so she's keeps things a little simple. It says it by that neutral tone she's wearing. So, or when George mentioned that he liked the characters on his t-shirts to have something cool, is that not his personality?
completely.
So the stores we shop at and how we, not just the stores, how we dress ourselves is a direct reflection of who we are. Even down to if we are in a space of not feeling confident, if we are in a space of even maybe a rocky time in our lives, or in a space of joyous times, it comes out through our clothing. It comes out through how the choices we make, and it changes over the years. That's the one thing. I said your body itself doesn't change, but your style will. What you wore in your early 20s versus what you wear in your 40s might be different because you're in a different space. What you wore when you first got married versus 20 years of marriage that can be different. But know that when you walk into a room, you are your own brand. So be confident in what you're wearing and what you have on, because it's a representation of who you are. And it's always the right choice if it's true to who you are. So not dressing how your parents said you should or what society says is appropriate, but what makes you feel comfortable. So if George wants to come to a business meeting with his bunny ears, that's what is appropriate. because I say this, you know, like, I'm like, I don't want to be preaching, I'm not going to rant, but it's really true. Like when you feel good about your choice, you'll bring that energy into whatever room you're in, versus when you have on something because, you know, I know growing up, it was like red nails was a, you know, women don't wear red nails. That's too seductive, you know, but when you do the thing that you feel is true, then you're happy. So let's look at some brands. So this is Jadea. He's known for the song Classic Man, and that's his brand.
Wow, that is awesome. Great picture.
Even in this picture, how sorry, I gotta plug up my laptop, how he is represented as being a classic man. You guys tell me, like, just one person, what about this says classic?
Timepiece in the pocket.
Timepiece in the pocket, the cane.
Pocket scarf.
The tie and the collar.
Yeah.
Everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
The red
Everything.
socks are a little bit of a giveaway, though. Red socks are a little bit of
Oh,
a
wait. So you didn't show his shoes. That would tell us a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. And so perfect. Everything you guys said is right. And that's his brand, and that's how he wanted to show up. And you see how it's delivered through his wardrobe. Okay. Now, this is the cast of Sex and the City. And fashion, the show is known for fashion everything, but so when developing a TV show, how you develop the characters and how they dress them is a part of the brand of the people as far as their personalities. So you have Samantha, who's known for being daring, says whatever she's want. So they put her in red. Red is bold. Red says, I'm here. It makes a statement. It says, I'm passionate. And then Samantha, I'm sorry, not Samantha. Then Carrie, who is eclectic, which what's eclectic about this look? You have this big, bold tie that's the wide tie is not even knotted all the way. Untucked shirt. But even though she is also maybe bold, right? Because she's willing to wear something that is maybe considered risky, she's not as daring as you would say Samantha is, right? And so that's what you see in a little more cool tones and still more classic things like a classic pant versus maybe something really short or fitted. And then we know that, I'm sorry, and then also Carrie is also known as like fashion goddess, right? And so like always in designers. And you see that on the tie too, that's an emblem that she's wearing. So she's always rocking designer. And then we have Miranda. Sorry, I'm like, her name is giving me a blank. We have Miranda, who's practical. She's a lawyer. Doesn't her career, even her career says that she's practical, right? Most lawyers are practical. So she's a lawyer. So they gave her something that's still fun because it's still like a gold, but it's a very muted gold. So it's not as bold, it's not as in your face, it's more simple. And then Charlotte, who is very traditional, very much romantic as far as clothes. And you see that in her waistline and how it floats slightly away from her body, and it's not too much print or it's not too much color. It's very simple. So these characters are from the TV show Power. And I actually want you guys to tell me. So ghosts in general is portrayed as is definitely the boss. He's the one in charge. He is very focused. He is very determined. He is very strategic. So you guys, anyone, what about his clothes says that?
I think it's the tailored, the
It's-
shoulders.
Yeah, it's tailored, a black turtleneck. Yeah, he's very put together.
Dark colors, yeah.
That lapel is like super crisp too. Like,
Yeah,
It fits really well. You
yeah,
know, he's
it
not,
contours his
he can
body. Yeah.
move, he's not getting crunched under the arms, you know. He looks like he could fly.
Yes. And that's his character. I think he makes a lot of money on the show. He lives in a penthouse. And you see that through his clothing. So we want to keep that in mind when we're styling ourselves. And let's talk about Tommy. Tommy is very, he's the out of control, hothead, popping off. You guys tell me some things in his clothes that says that.
The medallion around the neck.
Ruffian.
Yeah, and the leather jacket with the zippers.
Yeah, with the zippers and
And the
stuff.
hood.
and-
I think
Yeah.
even just
Ca-
like the collar feeling kind of sloppy.
Right, exactly. Kind of disheveled looking. You know, I'll pick the guy on the left.
I also feel like his jacket feels like
Me
it's just
too.
gonna fall off of him, you know?
And I thought it looked too tight, like it's crunching him under the, or maybe it's just the wrinkles on the arms. Like
Yeah, that's the way
his
the
arm was
leather
hard to
works.
fit through that arm.
You guys are all right. It's the details. Hardware in general, and hardware is like the zippers, or sometimes you see studs on jackets. Hardware is definitely a sign that you are edgy, you are bold, you are a risk taker. But I agree with the loose fit. It shows that he's out of control, because if you're controlled, it's tailored. It needs to be neat. It has to be on point. But if you are uncontrolled, it can be loose. It can be a little too big. It can be baggy. Okay. And this is the cast of Girlfriends. And this was like the best picture I could find, but I wanted to go find something, you know, a little more detail, but this is still great. So Lynn is a free spirit. She is a hippie of all kinds. She has like 7 degrees because she doesn't commit to anything. And you see that in this top that you don't even know exactly what category to put it in. And that's how she lives life. She lives life in a way where you don't even know what category to put her in. Like, I'm like, this top says, is it a turtleneck? It's kind of short sleeve, but it has no sleeves.
It kind of looks
that's
like a
also her-
poncho, a
Yeah,
modern day
poncho.
poncho.
The poncho, it's long. Like, are you warm in this?
No, her arms are all out.
I'd be
Big
warm.
hole underneath her arm.
That is definitely the personality they built around her for the show. Now, Maya is completely outspoken, says what she wants, but also very much feminine. She is the only one out of the cast who's married. And you see that in her clothes. These bright colors, bold enough to wear all of these layers of ruffles.
Ruffles and ruffles and ruffles.
And pink and purple mix, like, she's bold. You see that outspoken, but ruffles are also very feminine. And again, we said that she's the one married in the mix. And so you show that she's this very feminine woman, although she's very bold and outspoken. And then we have Tony, who is known for being a little bougie, but also she's very classy. She wants to always appear to be classy because she comes from, I think, like a farm area, and she wants to just say, like, I moved to the big city. And so She just always wants to be classy, but she's also an entrepreneur. So she's the boss and she's in charge. And you see that structure in her shirt. You see, but even her wearing this big collar that says that the length of her skirt says I'm classy, I'm a businesswoman.
The purse.
The purse.
Yeah, the purse.
And then there's Joan. Joan is a lawyer, but
Really?
Joan is also very much quirky. She is very goofy, even, right? Not even all the way put together. And you see that in the fact that the shirt is untied and the print is on the shirt, but she's still, again, a professional. So you see her quirky, she's still a professional. So she's still covered up, long sleeves, not too much cleavage. Also, just a tidbit, Joan, of course, is Tracy Ellis Ross, who is definitely a triangle. And you see that even though that, this is her character, they did that exact thing. They put her print at the top and her solid at the bottom.
That shirt reminds me of a 70s shirt.
Yes.
Which you weren't old enough to know that, but just the way the shape of it and the design of it and the print of it looks a 70s shirt.
I agree. I studied the history of fashion, so I am not old enough to live it, but I did study it.
Oh.
And the other thing that I even spoke briefly on earlier, how brands can be associated with a cause, right? And so with this, these are the Nike Zooms made by LeBron for people with cerebral palsy.
Wow.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so they made them where they still look like a gym shoe. They still have the shoestrings, but they actually attach, they just Velcro, because people with cerebral palsy have a struggle tying their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I posted these because we also do this. I mean, this is part of fashion. This is a part of that person's brand who would be wearing these if they had cerebral palsy. But we do this, right? We do this when we wear pieces that are from our culture. When we wear rainbow socks to represent the LGBTQIA culture. When we wear maybe an army jacket because you're a veteran. Or
in some ways, this is changing a culture. So a person that has cerebral palsy would have had to have worn at one time, kind of those specialized shoes, and wouldn't have been able to wear, or wouldn't have been available to them. So they can feel more into mainstream.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And agree, and then function well without, having to fuss with shoestrings.
My uncle had cerebral palsy, so.
What kind of shoes did he have?
Those, kind of like specialized, I can't remember what they're called. You had to buy them at a certain place. They're very, very sturdy, very structured.
Are they lifted on one side, like one shoe is lifted?
Well, he didn't,
no?
He didn't need that. He just needed sturdy. So, but that's the only kind of shoes that he had.
So, and we went through all of these brands and how our clothes can represent the brands, because again, you are your brand. So how you dress yourself down to, again, your culture, your personality, whether you are practical, whether you're goofy, whether you're a risk taker, whether you are conservative or reserved, all show up through your clothes. And it speaks for you before you speak. And so I always want you to keep that in mind when you are choosing those best fits for your body. So before we go, I hear that there's some people who have sent some pictures in. Were we able to get the pictures?
That was Alicia was working on that.
I believe Alicia's gonna share her screen with them. Yeah. I think you might have to stop sharing, Cyaira.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay,
Well, that's not it.
that's not it? You don't see
Oh, there we
anything?
go.
That one
Now we
is.
see it. Yeah.
So here we go. Here's one.
Okay, Cindy. Now,
I will just say, I might once upon a time, 30 years ago, been an hourglass, and now I'm just around because the waist has filled in.
The sand got stuck in the middle.
Yes.
you
Exactly.
have a great shape. You are not round.
Quit,
You're still
clicking
an
stuff.
hourglass. You're
Quit
still an
clicking stuff,
hourglass.
Alicia.
Remember, it doesn't change.
Sorry.
The shape doesn't change. It might
Well,
get bigger and smaller, but it's
It
still your
just,
shape.
yeah, it just
Exactly.
got thicker.
It is
Cindy, you're voluptuous.
I haven't fitted clothes for me to be able to really tell matters, but I would actually say that you are inverted triangle. It seems that you have
Really?
shoulders are a little more broad and your legs you're a little slimmer in the hips.
Okay, it's the belly that has grown, and the boobs are always there. So that's where I am.
And that's also to me a telltale. It's not always a guarantee, but it's kind of a telltale that you're probably inverted. If the boobs
Really?
not a
Okay.
guarantee, but it's kind of a tell. Because that means you're gaining weight at the top of half of your body. As we know, boobs are fatty tissue.
Yeah, that's true.
So, any specific questions, Cindy?
I guess I don't usually do it, but I look better if I like try and emphasize a waist, because I like to be comfortable. I generally don't like wear a belt or something that does that to make that shape less round in the middle. But I don't know.
Ways to do that without a belt, right? Because you said I'm team let's be comfortable, right? Because when you're comfortable,
Right.
you're more confident. So
Yeah.
ways to do that without a belt would be the type of shirts that you buy generally, like if they have more structure. What we tend to do, because we do want to cover up, we do buy like these loose things that float away because we feel like that's going to cover. But if you get something that's just tailored at the waist, so maybe a shirt that has like a little ruching on the side,
Mm-hmm.
a peplum shirt takes the waist in, floats out, could also work. Let's see. So if you are wearing jeans, and
I was.
okay, then you could do a deeper V. A deep V.
Okay.
Don't be afraid.
Well, in the office, that was an office day. I worry about too much cleavage if I do a V.
I'm like, don't be afraid. They'll be fine if they see a little cleavage. They'll be
That's what you think.
Yeah, really.
We'll pay more for our dental services.
Right.
If anybody wants to demonstrate now, I'm not going to argue.
You know, if you are in the office, I'm sorry, I just thought about it. A blazer, a one-button blazer. Because that one button is going to bring attention to the waistline.
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry. It triggered. I was like, ha.
It's okay.
Any more questions?
I don't have any more questions.
Okay.
I have another photo to share if anybody else wants to dig in their photos, you can find one and share it. Well, I get mine.
Want
Yes,
to
you can share
unshare
pictures.
yourself while you're looking?
What a great idea, George. Thank you. That makes
Um,
me not feel so nervous about searching. Thank
One
you.
of the things we talked about when we met with you, Cyaira, was what works for one person doesn't work for somebody else. Like an example I brought up is, I wear fun t-shirts because I want people to talk to me. And my wife wears like muted colors because she wants people to leave her alone, and not like, she does not want people to be like, oh my gosh, you look so fun, I should go talk to you. So what do you think about some of the ways people can sort of accentuate who they are for things like, that, or, if you want to be seen as more fun or less or outgoing or things like that?
Well, so ways you can do that. One is naturally going to happen. Like your wife naturally chooses, I'm going to put these mute colors on. I do not want people to talk to me, right? But so it'll naturally happen. But some things you can do if you want to stand out. Some tips is definitely colors, accessories. Look at Alicia.
Oh, look at you. My
She
goodness.
looked
Speaking of
fantastic.
standing out,
That was
great.
way pre-COVID.
But it looks so good. Oh, how great.
It's got color, it's got shape, it's all the good things.
Yeah, and that
That-
color is good on you.
Yeah.
Right on time to answer the question. To stand out, dress like Alicia. No. Like yourself, like your personal brand. But having that bright color, a rich color, if you're in a networking scenario or you're just in a space where you want to meet people, brighter colors are definitely more welcoming. Brighter colors. So putting on brighter colors are more welcoming, and then darker colors or most subdued colors versus darker are definitely more standoff. It's something, and that's kind of like, like my secret to when networking. Whenever I'm going to an event with the intention to meet people, I'm definitely going to have on either a bold accessory, so a hat, or a bold color. It's the easiest way to start a conversation.
or bunny
Alicia,
ears.
I'm sorry, or bunny ears. But I'm not as cool as George.
You shouldn't be.
Alicia, you look great. Now, because your arm is a little tucked in right here, it's a little hard for me to really see your full body. But I would go with hourglass.
I think
I'd say.
And I also think that that's true because of how well this looks on you. Because if this was, let's say, the triangle body shape, this outfit would be still cute because it's just cute. It's great style in general, right? But it wouldn't be as flattering because of how the jacket flares at the bottom. And so that would flare on top of the hips of a triangle. So it wouldn't be as flattering, right? And so that's why I do think you would be hourglass, because that belt takes your waist in, and then that V at the neckline brings attention to the eye there, which is giving your body that balance all throughout for the hourglass. And the color is great on you as well. Any specific questions, Alicia?
Yeah, now that my hair is natural, I am changing colors, and I don't know if I could wear that fuchsia anymore. And it was one of my favorites. I think it complemented dark hair, but I don't know. And now I'm kind of leaning toward metallic colors. And a friend of mine said you could wear it, but like maybe with a metallic kind of green scarf. Or so I think that, as our look changed, maybe our color scheme needs to change. And I was curious to know what your thoughts are on that.
Hair color definitely matters when it comes to your clothing choices. So you're absolutely right, and you're great with with that. Now, I'm sorry, that's why I was like all close on screen. 'Cause I'm also really trying to get your hair colored. Could you still do the fuchsias? I think you can, but I would do something too, because you still have that dark hair at the bottom. And this is the hair that's actually going to hit the jacket.
That'll
This-
go though. It's not going to be here forever. I'm going to get another haircut.
Once it leaves forever, you can do this color family, but maybe a darker version. So maybe more
Oh, that's a cool
or
idea.
more burgundy. So still like color family, just darker.
Like Linda's scarf.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like
That would
yes.
work.
Yes.
Oh, I'm excited because I loved the fuchsia and I'm like, I'm going to have to give it up. I'm excited. Thank you. Or yours as well. You've got the fuchsia, darker wine color. So I should go for the wine.
Nice.
Go
We
for
should
the
all go
wine,
for some
Alicia.
wine after this.
And then when I spill it on myself, no one will know.
Can I ask a question that you just kind of was a perfect segue? Although, are there more pictures? Show the pictures first. If there are
I
more
don't have any more unless anybody got some.
I took one right now, so if George could share.
Oh, super cool. Should I
do have-
stop sharing now?
Hold on, let me,
Okay.
yeah, let me set her up to share. Hold on one second.
Okay, so I will stop.
Yep, I gotta go back to my thing. 1 second.
I'm excited about the wine color now. I'm super
All right, so
excited.
you should be able to share something now, Caitlin, if you'd like.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let me get that up.
While you're working on that, I will say what you were talking about, your look is your brand. Kathleen has a brand of, she almost always wears shades of that, green, lime green, other colors of green. If it's
Green,
not
green,
that
green.
color, it's accessories in green. It's that she is the green brand. And I love that about it.
That must be her color. So a lot of times when we find our color, we definitely stay with it.
Yes, we do.
I think, first of all, Caitlin, thank
Yeah.
you. This is so. If you guys ever in a consultation, wearing fitted clothes like this is the go, because then you can really see your body.
Yeah.
This is perfect, and I would say rectangle.
Interesting.
I would say rectangle.
Okay.
And so your ultimate goal is to define your waist. So with
Yeah.
everything that you put on, whether it's a dress, jeans, shirt, it is your thought process is how can I, bring definition to my waist. So dresses or even shirts and dresses that have like those details, that piping that falls, I'm showing on me, but I don't know, that falls like here and it usually curves. Those
Yeah.
are great for you. I talked about like the 60s area, the mod area, where there's a lot of color blocking. And so dresses that will maybe like have lighter colors on the side, but then that dark colors in the middle, because it's going to create a shape. It's going to create a waistline. So color blocking would be great for you.
Okay.
But let's think what else, because I also like to just think, you're practical every day, right? Practical every day. If you are wearing a t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
You like to wear a t-shirt and jeans. But if you see the girls who like put a knot and crop their t-shirts a little and put a knot in the front, that's going to create a waistline for you.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So you can still put your t-shirt on, just do that the little knot in the front, and you still have on your t-shirt and jeans. Because again, it's you have to think about where the eye is going to go first. And if you have that knot there, it's going to go to your waist first. And that's what we want to do, is create the waistline.
Okay. Interesting. Because I always thought I was like an hourglass, because that's how my mom describes me compared to her.
Well,
Well, based on this
I don't think
Uh,
so.
you know, now you have
I mean,
COVID body.
Oh, true.
She is,
I have a COVID body.
she does have a smaller waist normally. So
Yeah, no, that's true. Like my shape has changed, but now I could
Everybody's
definitely,
shape changed.
but I could definitely see what you're saying, like the rectangle. But yeah, no, that's true.
You're kind of standing on your hip, which is going to throw your shape a little bit. So
True.
yeah.
Well, because I'm wearing tights, so I was like, oh, well, how can I?
close. You popped your hip out a little bit. All right. Any more questions? Are we throwing it to Linda for her perfect segue?
I forget who, Alicia was talking about hair color, and we were talking about colors in general. So I would like any help you can offer that would help me get over my fear of wearing the color white. Because I own a number of like white shirts that I love. They're structured. I think they're right for my body. And I am terrified to wear them.
Well, why are you terrified?
I'm not sure I mean, some of it is purely practical. I will spill things on them and then
Just
what?
don't go to an Italian restaurant.
But in my
'Cause
life,
that's what would happen to me. I'd wear my favorite white linen blouse, and sure enough.
but
something-
there's salad dressing everywhere, or like there's
Yeah.
just hidden things.
So now I wear black to Italian restaurants.
But I own a lot of black things too, and I'm I just don't want to be the person who always wears black because that's not who I am. But I can't how can I love my white wardrobe and wear it?
Pair it with a darker color. And that was actually my advice to anyone who want to break out of their comfort zone, but not quite ready to, walk in with pink on head to toe. If you have that white color shirt, pair with a navy blazer. And even if you did white collar shirt, white pants, and then navy blazer on top, the darker is going to cover, that dark color is going to cover more of the lightness of the white.
I have never worn a pair of white pants in my life. So I guess that's like fear number 2, deep. Like I can't imagine wearing a pair of white pants.
You can do it. I definitely think adding a jacket, and I said blazer because of your personality, but adding a jacket of any sort. So if you did like a longer duster on top of the white.
And they're leggings.
Yes. And it'll create shadow, so it'll give you a little shadow. It'll create contrast. And
cool.
It won't feel as bright if you're white.
Okay, thank you. So, okay, we'll see how that goes.
And then if you spill, hopefully you spill it on the jacket and not the white.
Love it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I'm noticing that on Zoom, solid colors look better. And that's what I'm noticing. I'd like your opinion on it. And I've been watching newscasters to see how they dress, like the women, and they're almost always in solid colors. And that's been hard for me because I used to have a lot of patterns because I'd go to meetings in person and I'd want to make a statement. But now on Zoom, I kind of recycle my Zoom tops. I was just curious what your thoughts were, now that we're on video, and I don't think it's ever going away. We'll always have a video presence now. Yeah. So I guess the question is like enhancing your video presence.
So you are absolutely right. Newscasters always have on solids. Solids look better on camera because even with all the technology advances, tight print specifically, tight print. So pinstripes and like Kathleen's pillow is not a tight print. It has more space in between the designs. And so tight prints make the camera moire. AKA dance. Like, you ever seen someone with that tight print and they look a little woozy? And
I
so
saw a guy with like the really the like stitched jean jacket and on TV, and it was like vibrating.
that was a huge no-no, and somebody backstage is gonna get in trouble. Because I would get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why you don't see prints on camera. The camera, it can't read it. It doesn't read well. Also, a little tip, a lot of times knit, anything with like holes in it, basically like knit, lace, can also be real tricky on camera. So I recommend not to do it on camera, because the light is going to shine through those holes and it's on your skin underneath. And so that's why the prints don't work. So what you can do is, one, looser prints, like Kathleen's pillow is a looser print, or also putting something on top. So a scarf on top, a solid scarf on top, a vest on top, a cardigan on top, something to minimize how much of the print is showing. Because if you only see maybe like the collar, then it's not as bad, or just the inner pieces, it's not as bad. And then other tips to enhance, accessories are always good. Earrings, necklaces, great, because we only see this much of each other. So
Yeah, the poor waist is like vanquished on Zoom. No,
then pajamas.
bye waist.
I don't have a question. It's more of like, I want your thoughts. Like, I found quite a while ago, like halter type of tops really work for my chest. And so from your style points, like, why is that?
Because
neckline styles.
Yeah.
So the neckline is going up on the halters, which means it's making your shoulders more broad, right? And so if your shoulders are broad, and again, everything's about balance and light and dark, right? So if your shoulders are more broad, then your waist looks smaller.
Oh, okay.
Naturally. And it's just literally it's like an illusion thing, literally, like this is bare. So this is where the attention is going to this part of your body.
Yeah, because Caitlin does look really good in halter style. And so my niece was a bridezilla, and Caitlin ended up wearing a dress that made her look very round.
Yeah.
Just because the neckline,
because it had the like sweetheart sort of style neckline.
Yeah, and it didn't. She looked kind of matronly, actually. But because there was a perfect dress that had the halter style neckline, but the bridezilla poo-pooed it.
Yeah. Well,
family drama.
All being recorded.
I know. No, it's just kind of funny things that come up, and what you just look and go, what? Why is that important?
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you guys for having me.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This was great information.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun too.
Hey, Cyaira, can you put your contact in the chat so Yasmin can get her swag?
Cyaira, I think we should do this in another 6 months. After
when we've all emerged from our cocoons.
Yeah.
Out in the real world.
When I won't be afraid to send you a picture of myself.
Say, like, is my shape any better than it was last time?
If I had all of you guys' names ahead of
we should have a reunion.
Well, Cyaira said if we did it in person, we were going to trace our bodies.
Remember?
Yeah.
All right, we got to do that.
So there's no guessing about shape.
Well, we can do that at the whatever the big meetup is.
The 70s holiday, the 70s party we're having.
A big paper markers. Yeah,
I love it.
It's just a lot, and there's a whole lot more we can talk about, like work versus personal life, like how to have your personality still in, your work clothes, or all of
Summer and
those.
winter. Let's talk
Summer
about
and winter
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Well, with the one you had where it was Ghost and the other guy from the TV show, and I have a list of TV shows because I'm like, I don't know that one. But I'm like, that guy could be both those looks. Like that's his day look at work, and then he puts on the leather jacket and he's like a little schlumpier at night. And
No, he would have a very cool leather jacket.
okay,
Come on.
more no schlumpy.
Still with his black, turtleneck, and his like nice fitted jeans.
I love what Kathleen is actually saying. She's right, because we still will have like the same kind of pieces, right? We also have jeans. So and it's because we're city people. So there's certain things that like city people are gonna have versus people who live in a more rural area, right? And so I'm sure he owns a leather jacket, but Kathleen is right. It would be more tailored. It would have more structure. It would, like, the leather jacket we saw had that fur inside. He would never, right?
Yeah.
His leather jacket would be probably very minimum hardware.
Uh-huh.
silk inside.
Silk inside.
Yeah.
And you wear with like a crisp tee underneath, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I encourage you all to follow Cyaira on Instagram. She does these really fun days where you can vote on what you like. These shoes, these pants. I'm kind of addicted to voting and following and shopping with her. Are you still in California?
I am still in California. There's actually a video, you have to scroll a little bit because it's older, on jeans, where I go a little deeper.
Fun.
It's 5 hours long.
Do you live in California, or are you just visiting California right now?
I'm just visiting. I'm just expanding my network.
Nice.
Good for you.
Where in California? Are you in LA?
Yes.
Cool.
Rock and
Nice.
roll.
Here, we'll connect her with Silvana.
Oh God.
We're on recording. Who's Silvana?
My friend Silvana is she's Brazilian.
Oh,
So
cool.
you can just imagine what
Her
she-
outfits.
Yeah.
You can just imagine her outfit.
Yeah.
So,
Fun.
but she has a beautiful body. So, but she's very, very Brazilian.
Different cultures have different influences on what our
Well,
clothing.
I know that's the thing is like, her sister too, because her sister used to live with us for a while, and just they're culturally what they wear is just different. Because I was like, oh, I don't think I could wear that, but to them, And then when you go to a party and it's all Brazilian women, like,
I can wear
Oh my
that.
how am I
I'd be
gonna
totally
fit in?
intimidated
Oh,
by
it's like,
that.
how am I gonna fit into this group?
You are your brand.
Yes,
Bring it.
that's a fabulous sign off.
Yeah, and when she talks about that all the time too, because it's definitely her brand, the way that she dresses.
Uh-huh.
This was so fun.
And now she has a little dog and she dresses the dog up to match her.
Perfect. He's got his
Oh
own
my
brand.
gosh.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you,
hysterical.
guys. Yes, we can look. Let's do it again in 6 months.
Yes,
or
for
we can meet
sure.
up.
So,
Yeah.
Cyaira,
That'd be great.
I see you put your email in here. Is that where you would go for the fashion voting thing that Alicia was talking about? The
Yeah, where is that?
style.com?
I want to do that
Instagram.
too.
Instagram.
Oh, Insta. Okay.
All right, so we got to follow. Oh, I am following.
Which I
you
believe
now.
is on the sign up page when you sign up for this too.
Was it?
I
Yep, right
think
there.
I am
See,
following.
I don't-
you
There we
now.
go. It's in the
Yay.
chat.
All righty. Thank you.
And in any other way you can reach me, it's also on Instagram. So website, message me. I'm pretty sure there's a phone number there.
Oh, goody. The phone still has a place in the conversation. Yippee-ki-yay.
So Linda, in 6 months, everybody has to wear white to this thing.
Spaghetti dinner. We're gonna have a spaghetti dinner.
70s.
Oh, no. Oh.
red wine and spaghetti for everybody.
Yep.
Everybody's wearing white.
That's hysterical. You just wait. I'm gonna wear my white. So I feel empowered. Thank you so much. I'm gonna wear a white shirt tomorrow.
All right.
Take a picture and send it.